hang up his boots for good, and he holds court with his 3 daughters, and he asks them, which of you shall we say doth love us most? The intention being to divide up his kingdom between his daughters, so that he can go off and he can relinquish all his responsibilities. But he wants his cake and he wants to eat it, because instead of giving up all his responsibility, he also wants to keep 100 of his followers, and he wants to be able to live with both of his daughters, taking it in turns. And when they refuse him, he throws himself out into a storm in a terrible rage, and becomes terribly isolated like a hermit. He really actually becomes more of a reverse hermit, because all he endures is suffering and emotional pain and terrible doubt about people around him and about himself, but especially about his daughters. Instead of which, at the same time, it's at that moment that help does come to him, which is symbolised by the Sun card, which is the qualities of cooperativeness, fraternity, sociability, mutual assistance. He had wanted both of these at the beginning. He was confused. And so he didn't know if he wanted to be the hermit or if he wanted to be open to receiving help and going through this transition together with other people. And I believe it was this confusion that brought about his terrible predicament. But in the end, he does receive the help that is promised by the Sun card, which says that everything will be well in a difficult transition. And we see this in this particular scene near the end of his ordeal, when he has kind of lost consciousness and he's being visited by the one daughter who was good, who loved him and cherished him. And now, in the mode of the Sun card, she wishes to help him, to assist, to bring him back to his healthy, his proper self again. Let this kiss repair those violent harms that my 2 sisters have in thy reverence made. His reaction, and again there's confusion here in this duality, instead of allowing himself to be helped and with gratitude, his words are, "You do me wrong to take me out of the grave." That means she's troubling him by waking him up or making him feel he's still alive. "Thou art a soul in bliss, but I am bound upon a wheel of fire."
Не надо вынимать меня из гроба. Ты райский дух, а я приговорен к колесованию на огне.
Вы знаете меня?
Ты дух, я знаю. Когда ты умерла?
going through a crisis or transition, are you self-supporting and independent? Are you vulnerable, open to help? Any reflections on that from your personal experience? Or have you experienced both sides? Have you sometimes felt like going through it all on your own and surviving that way? Or have you felt like being open to receiving your help and sharing how you feel? Have you experienced both sides?
Yes.
Right.
You often go through one before you realise you have to go to the other.
Right, that's interesting. Yeah, which one would come first?
Well, try and battle it through on your own.
Right.
And you realise you just have to seek help.
Yes. Yeah. Right, let's move on. Thank you very much for that. Let's move on to the last duality, destiny, which is the opposition between our outer fate and our inner guidance. It's symbolised by the Wheel of Fortune card, number 10, and number 20, which is the Judgment card. Wheel of Fortune, ego desires, sense of randomness, ups and downs in our life. Our life is out of our control. It has gradual declines or gradual improvements in our fortunes, and somehow it seems beyond our ability to control. That is fate. And then we have inner guidance, which is not about what's outside, but what's about inside us. It's our ability to tune in to our higher self, our guardian angel, to our intuition, to our sense of meaning and purpose. And when we have a very interesting relationship between these two qualities, fate and inner guidance. When you're truly in tune with your inner guidance, you are somehow able to combine it with your fate in order to realise your divine destiny. And that is the ideal condition for us when we don't mess with this duality. How do people here generally feel in tune with not with your fate, because that's something else, but with your destiny? Do you generally feel in tune with your destiny? You feel you're following the right occupation, in the right relationship, living in the right country? Okay. We have quite a highly tuned, inwardly perceptive audience tonight. I think many people don't feel that way, and they feel something is wrong in their life, and for that they need more inner guidance. We have fateful guidance, which is like a combination of the two of them: prediction, prophecy, omens, portents, harbingers. And this is what the play Macbeth is all about, because he's a bit like Richard III. He's ambitious to attain the crown, and he's given the idea that he can become king by 3 witches. And their prophecy says he shall spur. This is to themselves. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear his hopes above wisdom. So they tell him what he can expect in his life, but they also know, because of their prophetic power, that he will seek to achieve the kingship, by spurning fate, by taking fate into his own hands, by ignoring his inner guidance. And that is precisely what Macbeth does, and admits it. In the same scene, we hear him speaking to himself: "Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires." He's saying it out loud, that he is renouncing inner guidance. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light. He wants nothing to do with the light. He will do whatever is necessary to achieve his ambition, no matter how dark it is. And he actually asks for the darkness. The prophecy is that he shall be king, says Banquo. And he then reflects on this, and he says to himself, well, if chance will have me king, chance will have me king without my stir, perhaps. But his wife, Lady Macbeth, is of the same mind as him. Let nothing be left to chance. Let us take fate into our own hands and force the situation. Thou shalt be what thou art promised. And in order to force the situation, she has to completely blank out her inner guidance. And instead of inviting the angels to communicate with her, she invites in the evil spirits. Come spirits, fill me with direst cruelty.
Whilst I stood rapt in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed thee, Fane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with, Hail, King that shalt be. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires.
Lord Bagwell, do you not hope your children shall be king? When those that gave the fate of Cawdor to me promised no less.
That, trust at home, might yet enkindle you unto the crown, besides the fate of Cawdor.
But 'tis strange, and oftentimes to witness to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles, to betray us in deepest consequence.
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
If chance will have me king, why, chance may crown me without my stir.
Look, our partner's wrapped.
Hail, king that shalt be.
This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee.
Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glum thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what promised. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thought, unvex me here. And fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty.
There you go. She wants nothing to do with inner guidance. It's only her desire that they both become king and queen. The Wheel of Fortune, and they become obsessed with fate, with this particular fate, and it is their undoing in the end. So how do we deal with fate? How do we reach our highest destiny? How do we attune ourselves with it? The more you attend to your inner guidance, the more in control you can, not so much in control of fate, but the more you can align your fate with your destiny. And simply by not resisting your guidance. Does everybody know what inner guidance means for them? Yeah. Okay, right. Finally, I mean, we've reached the end now. What lessons can we draw overall from this whole journey through the dualities? I like the words of the Tao, which are perfectly in accordance with this whole area. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes between opposite poles. Do not resist them, that creates sorrow. Let reality be reality, or duality be duality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Thank you very much.
As you've done questions as we've gone along, I don't know if, is there any overarching question or anything that, or you can obviously see Clement.
I just wanted to know which tarot card is that, the French one? It's obviously not.
It's the world covering the forward, which is desire coming from a space of allowing.
Check.
It's the Tarot de Marseille.
Aha.
Wonderful. Okay.